one-man game.
It's showtime, folks!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. I'm here to talk wrestling. Look, you already know the deal. Share this page, subscribe. I'm trying to be on that road to 100,000 subscribers. I know it seems like it's a long way away, because it is, but I think I can hit it. Also, follow me on Twitter. So let's get right on into this. I don't want to waste your time. This is the WWE Payback preview show. So first up, we're going to start off with the kickoff match. I mean, look, this is your typical thrown together at the last second on the go home show match that's on the kickoff show, and it's Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. There's not much here. They just got it thrown together on Raw, and these guys have pretty good chemistry, so it should be a good match. To be quite honest, should be a good match to get us ready for the show. As for the winner, I have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson going with the win. Next up, we're going to start off with the Cruiserweight title match. Look, we have Austin Aries versus Neville. Look, these guys, when they made the match for WrestleMania, I was arguing that it could be a show stealer, and it arguably was. They had a tremendous WrestleMania match. And from top to bottom, they had the crowd going, and they really got the crowd excited and going for the WrestleMania show. So I'm very excited that they ran this back match. We have a rematch, and I'm expecting a show stealer again. Look, Austin Aries and Neville are arguably the two top cruiserweights in the entire division. So I expect a great match. The story they have heading into this match is the TJ Perkins heel turn. I thought that was a great decision to make, but I don't like the fact that TJ Perkins didn't change his personality, they didn't change his music. He's just kind of the same old guy that's now a heel. I mean, there's nothing different about his moveset or anything. I would have rather seen some development on that. But as it stands, Perkins has this alliance with Neville, and to be honest, I see Perkins coming in and causing a distraction finish on this one. Aries will get the title at some point, but it will not be at Payback, maybe at a bigger show. So the winner I have here is Neville, and this feud will move forward. Maybe we get some Aries and Perkins, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Okay, next up, we have the United States Championship match. Whoever wins this match will go on to SmackDown with the United States Championship. We have Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. And to be quite honest, they had a fantastic WrestleMania match as well. The whole storyline leading into it, the best friends, and then the breakup, that was phenomenal. But here we are after the WrestleMania match. I gotta be honest, and after Raw, I really thought that they would write Jericho off, and I was quite surprised to see him come back. So, I mean, not that I'm complaining, because Jericho is clearly the best part of Raw on most weeks. So, I'm excited to have him back. Jericho and Owens have good chemistry. But the build has been quite strange. Look, this superstar shakeup, like, they should have really thought this through before they went ahead with it, because with the superstar shakeup, they kind of have this thing where Jericho is on Raw, Owens is on SmackDown, and like they have these segments to where Jericho is caught up doing something with someone else, and he's also addressing Owens, and it's quite strange. And also, we have Owens in a pending match with AJ Styles. He has a feud going there, but he has the Jericho feud on top of it. I wish they would have done the superstar shakeup after this pay-per-view. This could have been a co-branded pay-per-view, and I really think that's where they should have went, because we wouldn't have had all of this strange build, and both guys could have been on the same show going at each other, building to the rematch, and I would have really liked that. But as it stands, we have this matchup, and I expect it to be a great matchup. In the end, I really think Jericho is going away at some point really soon. So the only result here, even if he wasn't going away, the only result here is to have Kevin Owens win. And I'll be excited to see a Kevin Owens AJ Styles feud for the United States Championship. God, they can't mess that up. That's going to be awesome. Next up, we have Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins. This all really got kicked off when Samoa Joe hurt Seth Rollins during the WrestleMania build with Triple H. Seth Rollins came back, had a phenomenal match with Triple H. Well, not a fun. You know what? I got to take that completely back. It was phenomenal for like 7 minutes, and then it just went too long. But going back to this match, I really thought that Joe was going to interfere in the WrestleMania match, and that somebody would go on to help Rollins. That didn't quite happen, but as it stands, we're here now. There hasn't been a whole lot of build from WrestleMania to now. I mean, they had a pull apart. If I'm not mistaken, they had a pull apart brawl. But I'll tell you what, when you have Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins, I don't need a ton of build to get me interested in this match. This is arguably the match that I'm looking forward to the most, arguably. Because I really think that this is going to be the match of the night. It's Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. These are two very talented wrestlers, and it's going to be a phenomenal match. They have no choice but to put on a show here. They just need time. And I'm pretty sure that WWE is going to give them time. So in the end, this is a tough one. I really think, Seth Rollins is on a roll, but Samoa Joe needs a signature victory. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Samoa Joe in this one. And, with that victory, we can keep this feud moving along. Maybe Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe has one more match, and Seth Rollins gets the victory there. But I'd really like to see Joe get this win here. And, that'll keep the feud moving along. All right. Next up, we have the Tag Team Championship match. We have the Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Hardys came back at Mania. This feud has been built up pretty well. We've had singles matches between the four guys in the last couple of weeks. I'm interested in this match. I don't quite like that they are being all buddy and shaking hands. That's not my style. When I have two tag teams going at it, we're going for the tag team titles. Shouldn't be friendly, but it is what it is. Now, the storyline here is that everybody is waiting on when is WWE going to turn the Hardys into the Broken Hardys. And there's a lot of people going around thinking that, this is it. Maybe this is it when the Broken Matt Hardy comes out. He's been doing a lot of hinting on Twitter, and a lot of hinting if you just watch on Monday Night Raw. However, with that said, I think that's gonna come, but not yet. The Hardys are gonna stay Team Extreme for a little bit. Then that's gonna come down the line. So with that said, the Hardys just got the titles. So I'm not interested in seeing them lose the very next month. So with that said, the winner here will be the Hardy Boys, and just keep your eyes out for what they do with Matt and Jeff, because that broken thing is gonna come, and I think it's gonna come soon. All right, next up we have the Women's Championship match. we have Alexa Bliss versus the champion, Bayley. Okay, this is pretty interesting because I gotta say, when that number one contenders match happened for the women's title, you know, I'm a guy that's waiting on Sasha and Bayley, but when that number one contendership match was happening, I was really hoping that somebody other than Sasha would win. And I got my wish because I really want Sasha and Bayley to be saved for SummerSlam. In the meantime, I'm extremely happy that Alexa Bliss is the number one contender. Alexa Bliss is clearly the best woman on the mic in WWE by far. Did you see how she owned those what chants? I mean, that was awesome. And I mean, she's just condescending, and she plays a perfect heel to Bayley's perfect face. And the dynamic between the two couldn't be any greater. So, going into this match, I don't particularly like how the whole Sasha thing, you know, Sasha's in Bayley's business every week. Like, they could have cooled it on that, I thought, once Charlotte left. But they've kept it going, and it is what it is. But heading into this match, it's going to be in San Jose, in Bayley's hometown. You know, the result of this match, well, first of all, I expect it to be a good match. You know, this is not a bad card. Now that I'm, you know, going down the list and looking at this match, this is not a bad card at all. But Bayley and Alexa's gonna have a good match, but this feud has to continue. And the only way, well, there's many ways it can continue, but the main way I see it continuing is that Alexa Bliss will win the title in San Jose. You know how WWE likes to do when people are in their hometown anyways, they have them lose. But I see Alexa Bliss winning the title here in, you know, a heelish way. Maybe she has a foot on the rope or something like that. But she's gonna win the title, and this feud will continue. Alright, moving on. We have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Boy, was I waiting to get into this one. Okay, now out of nowhere, WWE has made this a non-title match, yet it hasn't been formally announced. Like, this is the strangest thing ever. Well, maybe not ever, but you know what I mean. So, I don't know how they're gonna explain it. I mean, Jinder Mahal ran off with the title, so that would be a whack way to explain it. I mean, oh well, Jinder has the title, so it can't be a title match. I hope they don't go that route. But moving on to the feud, look, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton's WrestleMania match was horrible. It was utterly ridiculous, and it just killed all of Bray Wyatt's momentum that he had previously gained. The guy was on fire, and not only that, he lost the match as well. So, heading into the build for this feud, you know, it was nice before WrestleMania, but it is just going down the drain ever since. Bray Wyatt was drafted or whatever to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup, and that has tremendously hurt this feud. Bray Wyatt has just been all over the place on Raw. I mean, one night he's going for Finn Balor, then the next night he's talking about Randy Orton. He's in these pre-tape videos that's talking about the House of Horrors match. And you know what, to be honest, I really think that the WWE doesn't even know what they're gonna do yet with this House of Horrors match. Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't even think they are at a final decision. That's just a wrestling fan's intuition. I don't have any inside information on that. It's just what I think. So Bray Wyatt is talking about this match, and look, I'm just not interested. And they have made me less interested in Bray Wyatt. I mean, this guy is one of my current favorites on the WWE roster. And looking on the other side of things, man, Randy Orton in his title reign, no disrespect to the guy, he goes out and he gives it his all, but I'm just not feeling him as champion. And then on top of all of this, we have Jinder Mahal in the feud as well as the number one contender, and Orton has been going back and forth with Jinder Mahal and Bray Wyatt, and it's just a strange dynamic that I really, once again, wish that they would have thought through before they had this superstar shakeup before this pay-per-view. But looking at this House of Horrors match, look, I kind of expect it to be a horrible match, to be honest. And that was a horrible pun, by the way. But I'm not expecting much out of this match. But I know one thing. Bray Wyatt better win. He better win. Look, the guy should have won at WrestleMania. He got all this momentum taken away. Now it's the time to give him the win. He needs to get a win and move on to, I guess it's going to be Balor. I don't know who it's going to be. He attacked Dean Ambrose out of nowhere. I don't know what they was doing there. But in the end, Bray Wyatt needs this win a whole lot more than Randy Orton. And I see him picking up the W. At least I hope he picks up the win. Now, moving on to the last match in what may or may not be the main event. It's between this and the House of Horrors match. We have Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You know, WWE is technically insane. They keep trying to get Roman Reigns over as a face. They keep trying to get him over with the fans. And look, it's not gonna work. When are they gonna learn their lesson? Look, the night Roman Reigns, after WrestleMania, he had that fantastic moment where the crowd was just giving it to him, and he had them on a string. And look, you can go back and look at my video. I thought that was awesome. Well, I thought the crowd went overboard, but I still thought it was awesome. But looking at the next week, boy, indirectly, they turned Strowman into the biggest face on the roster when they had him, when the entire ambulance fiasco was one of the greater things I've seen in years. Look, you can go back and look at my video. It's over like hundreds of thousands of views on that thing. And Strowman just gave it to Reigns and the fans just ate it up, every bit of it. They was trying to give, and see what WWE was going for. I find this quite funny. They were trying to go the compassionate route with Roman Reigns. Maybe the fans will feel compassion for him if Strowman totally destroys him. Well, they were wrong. The fans were like bloodthirsty animals, and WWE just doesn't get it for whatever reason. But moving on, the next week, Braun Strowman. No, hold on. Next week, after the ambulance attack, it was shown that Roman Reigns was at live events, taking Strowman out, which I thought was utterly ridiculous if you have serious injuries. But moving on to the very next week, Strowman had a fantastic moment with Big Show at a better than it had any right to be main event with the Big Show with the ring collapse. That was a great moment. Strowman was on fire. And the fans loved it. But then this week, I found something to be really strange. They tried to have, before the dumpster match with Kalisto, they tried to have Braun Strowman come out and cut the classic heel promo on the crowd. Tried to get him to cheer Roman Reigns, and it didn't work. They didn't cheer Roman Reigns, which shows me that WWE is like, screw you fans. We're going to do it our way, whether you like it or not. And you know what? That's fine. It's been 3 years. The fans don't like Roman Reigns, and I hope they continue to rebel against what WWE is trying to shove down our throats. The guy is a heel, and they refuse to acknowledge it. But moving on, I thought it was insane of WWE to have Kalisto beat Braun Strowman in that dumpster match. I don't care if it was a fluke. You don't have Braun Strowman lose that match. I mean, he got his heat back by pushing Kalisto off the stage, but Braun Strowman, this is the go-home show to a really big match, possibly the main event. He shouldn't be losing, just like he shouldn't have lost at Fastlane, the pay-per-view. I think that was the pay-per-view before WrestleMania. He shouldn't have lost clean to Roman Reigns there. Now, moving on to the result to this match, the face normally gets this is just how wrestling works. The face gets the revenge on the heel. But with that being said, Braun Strowman needs this match a whole lot more than Roman Reigns needs this match. He just lost to Roman Reigns, as I previously mentioned, at Fastlane. So with that being said, and I'm putting faith in WWE to pull this off, which is a dangerous thing to do. I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman as your winner in this match to have what would arguably be Braun Strowman's biggest win of his career. I think so. Biggest win since this Sami Zayn, since this push or whatever. It would be the biggest one of his career to get one on Roman Reigns. Hopefully they do it clean. This guy's a monster, and I have high hopes for Braun Strowman. So I'm going to go with him to get the W here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is my time. This is your WWE Payback preview. Hopefully I hit on my picks. And stay tuned. I'll have more wrestling videos to come. Share this video, share this channel, and subscribe.